What is going on, everyone? My name is Brandon Vaughn, this is the Super Kick, and this is your Extreme Rules 2022 predictions/preview show. Tonight's show takes place tonight from Philadelphia, and the big rumor is the White Rabbit will be revealing himself, and I will be getting to who I think that will be in just a bit. But let's start off getting into this. Extreme Rules. Every match on the show has a stipulation. Unlike years past, which I think this honestly has the makings of what could be an awesome show. I think this show could be like really good. Like this could be a match or a show of the year contender. Am I crazy for saying that? Well, let's get into it. Edge versus Finn Balor in an I Quit match. And man, I think that you should have Finn win this match. I think Finn will win this match. You want to keep building up. The Judgment Day. If you're intent on pushing them, you have Finn Balor win. Maybe this is where you see the White Rabbit, because there's a couple of spots where he could show up. But I think that Finn Balor gets the victory over Edge. And let's see here. Next up, we got Bianca Belaire versus Bayley in a ladder match for the WWE Raw Women's Championship. And I think that Bayley wins this. I think we do see a title change. The Damage Control needs some momentum behind them. You want to talk about a group that needs some momentum? They already have the tag team titles. I think that adding the Raw Women's World title would be a huge add to them and give them a lot of momentum. Ladder match. I love Bianca as champion, but I ultimately think that Bayley could use it more. Next up on the card, we have Drew McIntyre versus Carrion in a strap match. And my prediction for this match is I think that Drew McIntyre, I'm going to predict that Drew wins again. I think that I am. I just don't see how you can have Drew lose to Roman Reigns last month, Karrion Kross this month, and I know that they're trying to build Karrion Kross, and I really do. I've made it clear. I think this guy will become world champion, maybe by WrestleMania. That's a hot take, right? But I don't know. When I was watching SmackDown last night, they got a lot of heat on Karrion Kross going into the pay-per-view. And I don't know, like, is there an underdog story to tell? Or maybe you beat Drew even more. I mean, maybe you have Karrion Kross come in there and then just dominate him. And then you have Drew come back. I just don't know if Drew will get another loss. I'm going to give Drew the win here. I could be wildly wrong on that, though. Then we got, let's see here. The Brawling Brutes versus Imperium. Brawling Brutes, Sheamus, Ridge Holland, and Butch taking on Gunther, Ludwig Kaiser, and Giovanni Vinci. And people are thinking that Gunther tapped out last night, and I'm going to have a video today on this. And you might even have watched that video before you're watching this video. But if you haven't, check it out. So I think the Brawling Brutes will win. Sheamus lost last night. Maybe if the Brawling Brutes win, and then Sheamus can say, well, you tapped out to me on SmackDown, and then my group beat your guys at the pay-per-view. Leads to a trilogy match, and then maybe Sheamus wins that, finally gets the Intercontinental title away from Sheamus, but I do think the Brawling Brutes come out victorious tonight, and can we please just give Butch his name back? I just want to see Pete Dunne again, man. I just think the Butch name is stupid. Next up, we got Liv Morgan versus Ronda Rousey. Liv Morgan defends her SmackDown Women's title against Ronda Rousey. I think Ronda Rousey has to win this match. I know they're trying to build Liv Morgan, but she's beat her twice already. I can't see her beating a third time. I know there was some, the Money in the Bank cash-in, and then whatever happened at, where did they wrestle? SummerSlam again? I don't see Liv Morgan beating Ronda Rousey again. Ronda Rousey's a huge star. Ronda Rousey's arguably one of the biggest stars of the company, probably the biggest star power in terms of women. I give her the title. I mean, why not? I think that Ronda Rousey comes out victorious in that match. And I'm just looking here, and I'm just making sure, because the last match, again, only 6 matches on this card. The last match, my prediction, Matt Riddle versus Seth frickin' Rollins in a fight pit match with Daniel Cormier as the special guest referee. Maybe see Brock tonight. I've been talking a lot about Brock coming back on the, because he will be at Saudi Arabia reportedly for Crown Jewel. I've been talking a lot about Brock coming back. Maybe he comes back tonight, sets up a program with Daniel Cormier in Crown Jewel. I've also talked about that. And my ultimate prediction, final prediction, I don't know when he's going to show up, but I ultimately do think that the White Rabbit will reveal himself as Bray Wyatt. And we haven't seen Bray Wyatt in a while, and I thought it was a mistake when they cut him. I thought it was a huge loss to the company, because the last WWE show that I went to pre-COVID, guy wasn't even at it. He was stuck in Saudi Arabia, and there were so many Bray Wyatt Fiend masks. And I know people aren't the biggest fan of the Fiend, but the guy was a huge merchandise seller. He was getting over with kids, man. Like, I remember this, 9-year-old kid was, going crazy for Bray, and he wasn't even there. And I'm like, this guy kind of scares me a little bit. And here this kid is going, I'm like, yes, 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 for Daniel Bryan. But yeah, I think it is Bray Wyatt. It would not surprise me if there's some kind of faction, or if maybe he comes in that Drew McIntyre and Carrion cross match, and that's what he is. Maybe he has a faction with him. Wouldn't surprise me if we see Baron Corbin here as well. I don't think he will be the White Rabbit, but I do think there will be a tie-in. But it sounds like we will finally get the answer to our questions tonight on the White Rabbit. And honestly, it looks like a great show. I'm so happy I'm off tomorrow because I'm going to just sit back, enjoy this with a few brews, and have a great time watching some wrestling tonight. Let me know what you think of my predictions. Let me know if you think that I'm crazy right or if I'm crazy wrong. And let's enjoy the show tonight. Like, comment, sub, share, all that good stuff. Cheers, my friends.